Guys, the great reveal. Exciting. Your life is not gonna ever be the same because you could realize what is happening behind the scenes and how close we are to the end. And the evidence is being given in two parts of this video, part one and part two. Part one is going to be taken over by Mother Goddess, so she's the one who's going to be helping me download the information and give you this video. Part two is going to be taken over the first part for Father God. He's going to tell you a few things. I know I dress up for the occasion, eh? No, not bad, not bad. And the reason why I'm wearing all this jewelry is because it's coded. Jamor gets it. He was with a business partners. We get jewelry very, very cheaply. This is Sorite, which is in a scarcity. And I think we paid £2,000 and it's worth now 20,000. So we buy jewelry like that as investments, and is actually coded by the source with electrical impulses to withstand the matrix targeting, because you won't believe what I had to go through to be able to get this video ready. Guys, last night I was put to sleep again because I was being really targeted for the past few days. It's been a complete joke. They don't want this information to be revealed, so here it is. Anything to piss the matrix off anyway. Right, in order for you to understand, I hope you will watch the videos. If you haven't watched all the videos, well, you want to absorb this information. You want to feed your soul. So stop the video, watch them, and then come back to the video, guys. I know some of you will say, no, I'll watch it, but it's, you're going to have a greater effect. So just trust me on this one, please. Right, I'm going to have to go down a path, memory lane. Tell you a little bit of my story when I was held hostage by the ones who I thought they were like a family, like a mom and dad, and they became my coaches. I looked for coaches all my life, but I was better than them. I was more psychic than them. So I spent years trying to find a coach that was actually really good. And then somebody said to me, a friend of mine said to me, Amor, there is this woman everybody's talking about. Apparently she's brilliant. And sometimes she was in Collindale in a spiritual church. So I went there and I met her. She was very good. She made sure that she was giving reading to everybody. You could see that I thought she was nice. And then she gave me one, and it makes so much sense. And I asked her if she could be my coach and teacher, and she said yes. She gave me her phone number. So a few days later, I was at her place. I wasn't impressed with her place. It was quite filthy. It wasn't very nice, but I just wanted the information. It's not what I was used to. So I began going there. Her partner was abusive. I know he was beating her up, although she couldn't say anything. But at times she was limping. So the relationship was not very nice. But she was very, very wise. She was constantly doing readings to clients, but she never had a client like me that was so committed and asking so many questions. So because I don't react to anything, my energy, he as well decided to teach me. So I used to go and have sessions with her. And then I would spend about 5 hours because he was just passing me knowledge, but it was to feed his ego, really. And I was telling, oh, you're amazing, you're great, because I meant it, what he was telling me. But I knew also he was an asshole, and at times I did tell him that I didn't think that, he was behaving properly towards his wife. But he could get very angry at me, so I had to be very careful. Regardless of that, I became like a daughter. I was going there whenever I wanted, come back. There was always a story, smoking joint and taking drugs, especially him. I suppose it was, and she was drinking a lot. I suppose it was the only way she could cope with what they were going through, the abusive behavior. She had a daughter and a son, and they both hated him completely. And I said to her, why don't you leave him? I mean, you're the one who makes money. I said, no, and you don't understand. Amor, he would put me into prison. I said, why would you go into prison? Obviously, she meant mind prison. She didn't mean a physical prison. Okay, but at that time, I wasn't aware. On the other side of my life, I used to live in a village, very wealthy. My house was amazing. I had 11 cats. I was very happy, with my life, except for my partner. I highly dislike him, and I told him that. The only reason I was with him is because we had a lot of money on properties, and I wasn't ready to give that up. I wanted to go to solicitors and do it properly, but I knew he was very powerful. He was with the Mormon Church, and he was trying to make me marry him to the Mormon Church and be a submissive wife. I told him I'm not even going to submit to the source. The source doesn't ask us for submission, let alone you, Muppet. You know what I mean? I was just like that. I couldn't understand him. Reptilian, but I didn't know. So on the other side, Jamor was my friend. I thought he was completely bonkers, because he used to come to my place whenever he felt like it. He didn't ask me if he could come. He could just randomly take over the place. I started cursing the police, the government, this friend. He would just take over and start shouting. I thought, as I love you, but you're completely crazy. So you cannot just come to this village which is quiet, and start making this noise. It's not acceptable. But at the same time, I find it quite funny. Yeah. And he used to bring me his ex-girlfriends that they're all gutted that he dumped them and they couldn't cope with me without him. And so I was there, doing readings, healing them. So he used to get me lots of clients, which was great. So one day he gave me a cup, and it was Virgo star sign of a woman. I said, Amor, I'm Sagittarian. You're Virgo, but I'm not. He said, no, it's the Virgin woman, Amor. It's for you, it's a present. And considering, I thought he was quite tight and greedy, I didn't think he was generous at all. I thought, well, that's quite good from him, yeah. So just before, I had bought a set of porcelain cups, yeah, very expensive from Louis, they went on sale. Believe it or not, every single cup broke till I was forced to use that cup. I thought, it's a bit strange, but I didn't give it any thought, yeah. He used to really surprise me the way he did things, because what he was saying made sense, but not at the same time. And I didn't have the knowledge at the time, so I didn't know that he was my soulmate. But at times, I thought, do I fancy him? I said, how am I going to fancy that crazy man? Of course not. I said, it's something about him that deeply intrigued me. So that was how my life was, a bit of a chaotic mess. I was working quite hard for a charity, for a business with the reptilian, because I had started. I didn't want to let the charities down. I had people working for me, reptilians I didn't know. The whole village were reptilians, except one or two that were there to help me at the right time. I didn't know. I thought something was wrong with the village, totally Masonic. So I was completely clueless of what was happening on my surroundings. And obviously, kind of like, for me, it was my coach, the one I love, and I thought she was supporting me. Okay? So one day, I had a massive fight with my reptilian ex, to the point that he called the police and told the police that I attacked him. Obviously, the police were on his side. They were reptilians. They came to my house. And they said to me, oh, you attacked your partner. I said, what are the bruises? What are you talking about? I'm having blood transfusions every 3 months. I don't have the health. He's twice the size. And he's telling you that I attacked him? Are you for real? They didn't know what to say. Yeah, I said, I'm going to be arrested for doing nothing. If anything, he's the one attacking me. He locked me up in a room, and for 3 days, he didn't let me out. And I didn't have any food. So he's the one doing that. He canceled my appointments to get my blood transfusion to weaken me. And I've told you that, and you're doing nothing about it. But of course not, they were reptilians. So anyway, I was so unwell, I was so targeted, I kind of fainted. And 2 members of the police that they were still inquiring about me being dangerous. He was telling me that I was manic, that I was having a psychotic episode. So I was taken to hospital, and I began to realize that people were around me, that they were just popping into my reality, that they were looking at them like they were protecting me, but they came and go. They were like, people on the street, that they were looking at them like, what are you doing to her? Or hospital people, members. It was very strange. And I was there in hospital with the 2 reptilian policemen who took total complete charge of my phone and were looking at everything. I thought, yes, whatever, I've got nothing to hide. And then this kind of like Brad Pitt lookalike was in front of me, looking at the police, like cursing them for their life. I thought, you're protecting me. I said, who are you? Yes, I told the police I had to go to the toilet. Sorry, I just rushed, but he disappeared. And that kept happening. So I knew there was a force protecting me. I trusted the source. I have been awakened for a while. I just didn't put the puzzles all together, because my coaches, who I thought they were the one responsible for me open the third eye, they were doing the opposite. They were doing exercises to close the third eye, and I will disclose this eventually. It comes from the Mayan prophecies, and it's actually, there is carvings of this. They used to worship a symbol that used to stop from the Kundalini rising. So all I'm going to reveal all. So they said to me, do you want to call somebody to come and pick you up, because the woman in hospital, there's nothing wrong with her. She hasn't got a psychotic episode. It's her partner has been abusive, and you can really see that. So you need to leave her alone. Earth angel. So the police had to stop back. So do you want asked to call anything because I don't think you want to go to your partner. I said, can I call my friend and my coach? Yeah. I called her, I explained her the situation. I said, do you mind, I'll pay for a taxi, because they were too greedy to pay for anything. I had to pay for everything. I said, come and pick me up, please. I need to stay with you at least one night till I know what I'm going to do. And I contact a solicitor and I begin, the splitting up with this muppet. So to me, of course, she came straight away. And then suddenly I was waiting and she was talking to the police like they were best friends. I thought, oh, it's a bit weird. Yeah. So it's like she was in charge. Whatever said they did. They only just met her, but of course, they were all reptilians. And then I wonder, and it's when they started to control my mind. They said to me, I have gone crazy, that my partner was really good to me. I thought, you got to be kidding me. What are you talking about? What are you trying to do? So to me, you don't understand. Amor, we are part of the, we are with the Matrix Code. We are part of the hierarchy of the Masonic system. So you got to be kidding me. I told you I didn't want anything to do with them. I came here for the wisdom and knowledge. Are you telling me you're part of them when I told you I didn't want to have anything with them? I said, I'm out of here. I couldn't. They got all my money, my handbag. I couldn't. So no, you're not well. Till you recover, you're not getting out. I thought, shit, I've been held hostage. And it was an hour and a half, about 2 hours drive, and I couldn't get out. They took my phone. I couldn't even contact anybody. I thought, my God, and I remember looking, because they had cats, and I remember looking out through the window, and my cats were shape-shifted. I thought, my God, my babies are here protecting me. And he said, stop looking at the cats. I said, why? Yeah. And then said to me, come upstairs, I'm going to show you something. They wanted me to read something. They were trying to record my mind. Now I know. Before I didn't know about the record. So, but obviously, Amor, which I didn't know it was him, he was de-recording my mind, yeah? So as he was showing me some writing, I was seeing a different kind of writing that came from that person who was Amor talking to me telepathically. Said to me, "We're blue." Said, you say, I'm a very good trickster. You need to trust me here. I say, I'm sorting your chakras. I'm here helping you. You're safe, but you're not playing this game right. I said, what game? I don't like playing games. So what you need to do, you need to trick them back. They need to know that they've controlled your mind and that you're gonna marry that muppet of your partner as a Mormon wife, that you cannot wait for the marriage. Yeah. So sit down with her, buy the wedding dress, pretend. So I did that. I bought the wedding dress, shoes. I was just planning my wedding. I had to. And guys, that was when I'm designed to tell the truth. You know how hard it was for me to deceive them. She wasn't quite convinced, but he is in charge. Said, no, I've done the job properly. Such a huge ego. So after 3 days, they give me they took some money off my account, of course. And they call a taxi and said, oh, you can now go back. Okay. So we drove there, and there were two things. There was a van from Tesco's, and there were reptilians. Tesco's really evil, like Sainsbury's. Anything that got the name Berry is Berry of the Soul, like Albury, the village where I used to, but I'm not going to go into detail. They were there. Although that I saw the van, they were like a team of people to try to capture me in case I wasn't going to give in to my ex-partner. And I felt the fear, guys. Obviously, I was on my own. I was very clueless. That was a show. The people I thought they were like my parents, they just betrayed me. I had nobody because I couldn't explain this to anybody. The police after me, it was a joke. I was really weak in my health. I was about 6 stone, very slim. I had the energy from the source. I had the source, but still it was hard. Yeah. So, I felt it, and then this telepathic Amor said to me, "Hey, you're safe. They're not gonna capture you anymore. You're not gonna forget. They're not gonna put you to sleep. We are protecting you. You've got a lot of us helping you." I said, "Great." And then I just couldn't help it. I let it out in the middle of the village. I swear at him for dear life, "You complete bastard! If you think I'm gonna marry you as a Mormon, I went. The whole village heard me." Yeah, he was really embarrassed by that. Yes, and those two idiots that I thought they were like my family, I've never gonna see them again, and they will pay for what they've done. The source is in charge. Don't you think that the source is not gonna make sure that you will? I went like that. Yeah. I said, now I'm gonna go upstairs with my cats. If you dare to come upstairs, yeah, then I will fight you, and then you'll have a reason to call the police. I was so angry. Actually, he got a bit scared. So I went upstairs with my babies, all my babies, surrounding me, full protection. And suddenly the music goes on. I thought, huh? And guys, it was the radio playing, and they were subliminally. I heard my voice of me crying. Yeah, so I'm so sorry. His name was Nathan, my ex. Nathan, I love you so much. I don't know what happened. I'm gonna marry you. I thought, oh my God, they're trying to control my mind. Wow. Yeah, so that was the situation. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. The source had just told me it's going to be 3 videos. So it's going to be 3 videos about 20 minutes because it's so much information that you need to know. And my story needs to be explained first for you to understand. So apologies for the length of, but it's worth it. So anyway, I was just exhausted. I had a shower, cleaned myself, take all the negativity out with my babies. He wasn't there to come upstairs. So I think he left. I was left alone. And then I thought, well, I'm going to take 2 days off, and I'm just going to have to call a solicitor and start splitting up and get half of the properties and leave the business and the charity and just, another direction. And the day after, the ring bells, and I didn't want to talk to anybody, but something just forced me to go and open. So I went downstairs and opened the door, and there was Jamor with 2 reptilians at its side. One that used to work with me. I said, well, how do you know each other? And then another one was one of his ex-girlfriends that she couldn't let go. And as soon as he saw me, I just gave him a hug because I thought somebody familiar. I started to speak to somebody. Anyway, she came to pick something up, and I thought, it's like somebody controlled my mind. I said, can I have your credit card? I don't have any money. My other ex took it. That was a lie. I said, and I want to buy something. And I started buying some contact lenses, blue. I don't know why, because blue is a healing color. I just know what I was doing. And then she left. I said, of course, of course. And then I was left with the other demon and Jamor, and I told her, look, stay here. Yeah, my cats will make sure that you're healed. And they all sat down around her so she wouldn't move. And I said, I just want to speak to Jamor quietly. So Jamor came upstairs, so I just need to tell you what happened to me. You're not going to believe it. And then he looked at me, it's because you 2 coaches, were there to destroy you. You don't have the right coach. I said, how do you know that? I said, and you, Nathan, what do you think that he is? He's part of the Matrix. I thought, since when have you been so? Why didn't you tell me before? So you know what? The source is in charge. There's nothing we can do. It's at the right time, Amor. I thought, so you know all of this? I said, yes, of course I do know. I'm here to help you. I said, well, okay, can I just take my clothes now, make a suitcase, and come and stay with you, please? Because I'll be desperate. So you can stay with me as long as you can. We were friends, So we got rid of the other Muppet and another. I mean, it was constant people, reptilians coming, at the door. I really had enough. Yeah. But then kind of my fun parts came. I was re-energized by the sauce, and I was taking the piece out of everything. Suddenly I was very happy. I don't know what happened. I was like a manic depressive, kind of going in every direction, honestly. Jamor was constantly on the computer doing things, protecting. I could see that he was working really hard to make sure there were other spiritual beings that I could hear. They were targeting me, and other ones helping me. The movie Terminator, that there is a world of that's taking over the human race by robots. Well, it is actually the same. There's a parallel world which are robots, and they don't even know they're robots. I think they're humans. And those ones, and there are little robots as well, and all of this. I remember I used to go upstairs, and then I would be pushed to make me fall, and then I would drink a tea, and everything would be poor. They were constantly, and I realized that happened to me all my life. As I'm so Clancy, I wasn't. They were just targeting me. So obviously a lot of things were being revealed about my past. I was watching TV, and then I was getting messages of, this is the reason why your life in the past have been like that. Oh my God, that's making so much sense. Yeah. I thought the war was over now. I had left my ex-partner, my coaches, but no, guys, the real battle was about to start. I was about to face my greatest shadows, all the code within me, and it wasn't very nice. I was born from a reptilian mother and a really, really trickster and evil reptilian sister. So obviously the code within me was actually quite strong. So next video will tell the story, guys.